What is good, ladies and gents? Welcome to another day of Ford testing. So today, I was pretty angry at myself, but it phased out, and I'm grateful for that. And this is why I missed trade, a very very good trade. But you know what? I don't care because the opportunities will always be there. So I'm currently learning how to focus and have my place in one play, have myself in one place because taking losses can, I mean, taking wins can make you feel like you shouldn't take any more losses. But I could have continued the green streak, but because I was hesitating, I didn't execute, and I can't get the streak that I would also like to have if I don't execute. So let me just pass you through the trade that I want to take. I want to take some buys here. Some up to this high and the all-time high, but my eyes were in some high. There was a high somewhere around here that I was targeting for, this one right here. So coming into the day, I was thinking that I would only take buys if we could at least drop to the midnight open somewhere around here. And as you can see, as of now, we dropped into it and we're rallying very very high, creating another all-time high. Well, I could also potentially find an opportunity here. I didn't check this one yet because it was pretty close to lunch hour. Gonna go to the 1 minute. Right here, this is the first present fair value gap. We had an SMT here, and ES has already dropped here. So I was looking for an entry here, and I was really hesitating to take this. And then, boom, price shot up, hit target. And here, I wasn't on charts, neither was I looking for anything to take trade based off of. So yeah, this one I really don't care much. So this is the trade that I missed here. This move from here to there, around 60 handles. So I'm grateful for the day. It's just that I still have to learn. This is the gap here. That was the 5 minutes. So this is the gap, the first present gap that I was waiting for. Just right here, you can see the shift, the retracement, and go to ES. You can see that there was an SMT. So this is the low. You can see it right here. Go to 1 minute. You can see it right here where this low is, NQ, and compared to ES. So when prior to this low here is a beautiful SMT. So I could have taken this move, but I chickened out. So I'm not sorry for myself. I'll adjust, and I hope I learned from this that missing a trade is not a problem, and executing and getting a loss after a series of wins is not a problem as well. So I have to let go of the fear. So there's no much for today except that I missed this trade, and we're going to the weekend, so I have to really sit on my hands, whatever the case. So until next time, stay blessed. Peace.
Later that night.
Right, guys, I ended up taking another trade. Not another trade. I ended up taking a trade on NQ, like in the PM session. It just was a small scalp because of how I was seeing the market. So I entered really late, like somewhere around here, giving me a crazy win rate, crazy risk to reward. Since we hadn't went below this low, I was looking for this low here to get this fair value gap to get rejected, as you can see, and we ended up rejecting, heading to these relatively equal lows, which from a sell side. So if I had entered early somewhere around here, could have got a better win rate, but now this is what we have. And they went super low on risk because I'm not really a fan of the PM session, but it is what it is. Let's review the trade. So ended up making around 160, which is 159, which is 0.6% of the account. And yeah, it was a non-use Friday. All I had on the watchlist was NQ and ES, but it's pretty much like at first I had two biases, like we could also have some shorts when we reject this constant approachment of this daily week, but I realized I was putting too much on my shorts, ended up removing everything, and with clarity I could see that we're extremely bullish instead of trying to think that the high of the day was already formed, which made me like come to the conclusion that the trades that I took had to be biased towards the highs. But since we were already high, all the market was now going to do is now start heading lower, like take out some sell side and potentially continue higher or start some kind of consolidation. And I ended up taking an early part of the move, so that was it. Now tags. I think I'm going to create a tag called like news status, so I can use it to filter. For example, I can say that this is a no-news Friday, right? So let's merge these ones, by the way, because it was one trade just that I did two executions. Merge, move to one of them, or at least, yeah, one of them is okay. Then confirm. Okay, so I think this is it. It was like a 2.5, not a really crazy trade. It was the ICT entry model rejection of fair value gap was swept. The liquidity on the highs was shifted and retraced to a gap. Was this we swept the all-time highs right there, and I also think we're going to continue up into this fair value gap here. So I could have waited, but ended up closing up these relatively close because they were forming some kind of SMT here. So this is the setup here, and now yeah, that was the setup there. So trade journal, that's the playbook. Now when I go here, it was non-news Friday. How can I edit this? Non-news Friday. It was a non-news Friday, and it was FOMC week. I think I'm gonna be adding those tags to my feed so I can better track them over time. And look at how this kind of looking like. This could have been too much shit, but yeah, it is what it is. Grateful for this on the day. I mean, it's all about consistency over time. So let me write this out real quick. Right, so the notes are here. I took this trade because, well, I had a bullish price in mind, but the market ended up showing me like a small internal potential short opportunity. And I don't like the thing that was good about the trade was the execution. Like today I learned that if I don't execute, then how am I gonna get the feedback, or how am I gonna get the results? So I should execute. I should not have fear of execution. And how am I going to prevent the mistakes is that I will not have hesitation because I have to focus on the process. The reason I was like hesitating is because I was fearing a loss, fearing that my P&L could go back to drawdown. But P&L doesn't matter. P&L is nothing. The process is what matters in the end. So I'm grateful for that. And the mistake here was hesitation, execution, hesitation. So I think this is it. And for the news status, it was no news Friday, it was FOMC week. What else was this week? I think nothing else. So I think that was all for today's trade. Be blessed.